What is up and welcome to the Rixos Sharm El Sheikh, an adults-only 5-star luxury all-inclusive resort that is simply a paradise amongst the Red Sea. The Rixos Sharm El Sheikh is one of the highest rated hotels in the whole of Egypt, coming top of the class when it comes to all-inclusive resorts, with over 40,000 reviews at 4.9 star on Google and over 10,000 reviews at 4.8 star on TripAdvisor. This hotel is in a class of its own, and in episode 2 of this 3-part series, I'm going to be talking all things food as we go on an epic food tour across the entire resort. With 10 restaurants and 8 bars, you will be spoilt for choice. But is it all style and no substance? Well, the proof really is in the pudding. I'm Manps on the Map, and this is the Rixos Sharm El Sheikh food tour. So let's start things off with the most important meal of the day, breakfast, which is at the Palm Buffet, the Rixos' buffet restaurant. First impressions, the decor and presentation is fully on point. It is all just so deliciously presented, it makes you want to eat it all, so that's exactly what I did. Honestly, you're sport for choice at breakfast, and there is definitely something for everyone. They've got your classic breakfast staples like an egg station so you can have your eggs any way. There's the favourites like sausages, bacon, or if you fancy something a bit lighter, there's yogurt and smoothie pots and fresh fruits. And then of course, being in Egypt, you have some local breakfast items like this delicious stuffed flatbread with both meat and vegetarian variants. There's also plenty of freshly prepared salads, cheeses, hummus and other dips to choose from. The amount of choice is something else. And then we come onto the breads and pastries section, which is a banquet in itself, fit for royalty. It all looks so good. But of course, I've always got to be honest with you guys. My only criticism with the breakfast buffet were the pastries themselves.
So we got a pastry here from the buffet. And the pastries here and the sweet treats are kind of dry, but I want to try it and see if this one's dry. It looks really good though, presentation on point. It's good, but it's still dry. That's the only thing with these pastries. The Nutella kind of compensates for it. But yeah, I think it's more like style over substance with the pastries here, I'm afraid.
But I'm not gonna lie, with French toast, crepes and waffles, I was fully in my element and more than happy with the breakfast offering. After catching some rays on the beach or taking a dip in the resort's many pools, you might be feeling a bit peckish, and the Rixos has 2 sit-down spots for lunch. The first is the Palm Buffet again, which switches out the omelettes and sausages at breakfast for things like pizza, fries, falafels and salads. But the standout for me when it came to lunchtime had to be the freshly prepared outdoor shawarma station, with a legit boss man serving up the finest kebabs across the land. Now I can't have ended lunch without a little summit, a little sweet treat to get my energy levels up before we spend the next few hours doing basically nothing but chilling.
So I decided to get some dessert. Not really sure what it is. It kind of looks like chocolate, maybe pistachio, raspberry. I have no idea, but let's give it a go. It looks very nice, but does it taste nice? It's okay. It's a bit bland, it's not the strongest flavour, but not bad. And then this yellow thing, I don't really know what it is either. Again, alright, quite bland to be honest. So behind me is Salt, which is basically a seafood restaurant in the evening, but in the daytime it becomes like a bar serving snacks, drinks, pizzas, burgers, all that kind of stuff.
I'd say I preferred Salt over the buffet for lunch because it's a beachfront restaurant, so it has a beautiful view with a gentle ocean breeze, and you can also eat outside, whereas the Palm Buffet is deeper into the resort. Salt is also an a la carte lunch, so you order off a menu, and it's crazy because it's all you can eat a la carte and freshly prepared. It's such a surreal experience going to an a la carte restaurant at an all-inclusive resort, and with the Rixos Sharm El Sheikh being such a big resort, you feel like you're in a small town, but then every restaurant is basically included in the price. Back to the Salt menu, and there's loads to choose from, including burgers, sandwiches, pizzas, pasta, and a choice of drinks including alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks and cocktails. We ate here a few times, and Mrs. on the Map, being vegetarian, was also accommodated for, having tried the pizza, pasta and Egyptian green falafel burger. And to be honest, that goes for every dining experience. They are so accommodating for all dietary requirements, even preparing Mrs. on the Map's special off the menu dishes if there wasn't a vegetarian option that she fancied. At Seoul, I tried a few things including the steak sandwich, and of course, we're on vacation and nothing beats a good burger.
So right now we're at the beachfront snack bar restaurant, which is basically right on the front of the coast where the beach is, and they serve basically lunch here from I think about 11 till 5. I've gone for the cheeseburger, and you know me, I love a good burger, and it's all inclusive, so you can have whatever you like. So let's taste this beast. All-inclusive burgers, all-inclusive food is the one.
And if you want something lighter than a sit-down lunch, dotted around the resort are 8 bars, a cafe, and let's say that you want a bit of ice cream. There's also beachfront ice cream to get your ice cream fix. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, mango, wherever you like. And again, it's all inclusive, so you can drink and snack all you like, and trust me, you'll want to stay hydrated because Sharm El Sheikh is scorching in the summer months. The drinks menus at the bars are all quite similar, and you'll be pleased to know that you're never too far from a bar. There's the lobby bar for those that want to drink and a comfortable seat. There's the beach bar for those that want to drink whilst chilling amongst the golden sands and crystal blue waters. And then there's my favourite bar, the pool bar, which is absolute vibes. The pool bar is accessible via a swim up area from the main pool, so you can sip and dip, or from the other side where you can simply walk up and make an order. And they don't only serve alcoholic and soft drinks, they also do milkshakes, soft serve ice cream, snacks, and there's even a freezer full of ice lollies. So before I show you the gourmet dining options at the Rixos, you definitely need to listen up and lock in, because I want to talk about the restaurant reservation system.
Now, one thing to note with the restaurants, the a la carte restaurants only, is that you do have to book in advance, otherwise they won't allow walk-ins and you won't have a space. To do that, at midnight they release the following day's bookings. So basically we set an alarm for midnight, we then reserve one of the a la carte restaurants, and you need to do that because we did try and go and just walk in, but they said no. So for example, when it hits midnight, what I'll do then is book the restaurant for the following day. So if it's midnight Sunday morning, that will then give you the booking for Monday's evening meal.
Right, so now that we've talked restaurant admin and we know how to get a table in the first place, let's talk dinner options. And there are so many a la carte restaurants. You can eat somewhere different every single day, which is exactly what we did. And even then, we didn't get to eat everywhere. So in total, there are 10 restaurants dishing up dinner, with one of those being the Executive Lounge, located in the old lobby. But on a level, this looks kinda dead, and I never even really saw people around the Exec Lounge. So in my opinion, don't pay to upgrade, because you get more than enough with the standard offering. Most of the restaurants, except a few, are all located in one building. Think of it as like the restaurant hub, and this is where the Palm Buffet is I talked about earlier. Starting with the Palm Buffet, and the options are just as extensive as breakfast and lunch, with something for everyone. This is a good shout if everyone wants something different for dinner. They've got a pasta section which is good for vegetarians, and for meat lovers there's a whole grill section, serving up meats like grilled chicken, kebabs and seafood including shrimp and crab. Pair this with the endless selection of bread, salads and dips, and you've got yourself a decent meal. As for the desserts, I think you can probably gather there's a bit of a theme going on, as sadly the desserts look amazing, but they all kind of taste the same, like gelatinous and lacking in flavour. But that is only for the more Western desserts. The Egyptian Middle Eastern desserts like the baklava, they were absolutely delicious, and those were my go-to. It's kind of always the case, man. The locals do local food right. Having been to the food buffet for dinner, my recommendation is to prioritise the a la carte restaurants that I'm going to talk about next over the buffet restaurant. Or if you do want to taste a buffet, then go after your a la carte meal to try a few things. Now the a la carte restaurants are where the Rixos Sharm El Sheikh really shines, as these are legit restaurant quality meals, and I'm happy to say that there are no hidden or extra surcharges to dine at the a la carte restaurants. Unlike some resorts which charge an additional fee, there is no cheeky business here, my friends. And even though they're a la carte, they're all you can eat a la carte, so order as much or as little as you like. It is all included. Starting with the Asian restaurants, there's Sakura, a Japanese restaurant and sushi bar. And then there's the restaurant with the most beautiful name that must have required so much creativity and thought, known simply as Asian Restaurant. Bruh, who named this restaurant? You had one job, man. You could have literally called it anything else, or like used ChatGPT. Asian Restaurant, you know, how inventive. Questionable names aside, the food was incredible, with a fusion of Japanese, Korean and Chinese dishes. There are also options for those with dietary requirements, such as Mrs. on the Map being vegetarian. So for starters, your boy went on a mad one. Like, look at the table, it is full of dishes and only 3 of them are Mrs. on the Maps. I'm laughing just looking at this, I can't believe how much I ordered. But hear me out, I was hungry and the portions are kinda small. So Mrs. on the Map went for the vegetable spring rolls, fried to perfection, refreshing cucumber salad and veggie dumplings, which she said she enjoyed. And I'm on a diet, so I kept things light and went for shrimp tempura, fried chicken wings, shrimp spring rolls and fried beef wontons with a side of prawn crackers. Bruh, I basically ordered the whole starters menu and it all tasted absolutely delicious. And to wash it down, we got a fruity mocktail. And then it was time for mains. Mrs. on the Map got the vegetable tempura and vegetable noodles. I decided to go for the sweet and sour shrimp, beef steak with spicy sauce and chicken fried rice. And it was all sensational. The beef was juicy and tender with a kick of spice from the sauce, and the shrimp were perfectly cooked and a decent size. Like, look how thick the shrimp is. Quality ingredients make for a quality meal. So to end the meal, for dessert we got a tart thing with an interesting accompaniment of apples and fried ice cream, which was just okay, not on the level of the mains in my opinion, but overall a great meal. So for the next a la carte dinner, we're heading from Asia to Europe. This is Gusto, the Rixos' Italian restaurant. The first thing that you'll notice on walking into the restaurant is the Mediterranean decor and how different the ambience feels. And that's the case for all the restaurants at Rixos. They have their own theming, making you feel like you're stepping into a different country each time you sit down for dinner. As for the food at Gusto, let's talk about it. So to start, you get a bread basket containing a selection of breads and some dips to add a bit of flavour, including a balsamic vinaigrette type dip and spicy pepper dip. I don't know how something so simple just hits the spot every time. Bread and dips, you can't beat it. We then decided to get a tomato bruschetta dressed in a vinaigrette and topped with some cheese, which was actually so good. I could eat like 10 of these, man. Light and delicate with a perfect crunch. For mains, I got the spaghetti carbonara, and Mrs. on the Map got the ravioli, which I think was stuffed with a spinach and cheese, which she enjoyed, although the portion size was questionable. But then again, you can always order more, so I get why the portions are small in the first place, to avoid people wasting food. And then, oh my days, dessert. Now so far, dessert has been kinda disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. But Gusto's chocolate mousse cake dessert was probably the best dessert in the whole resort.
So we've got the chocolate mousse cake, which is kind of like a chocolate lava cake with ice cream. Look at that. That is some good mousse cake. So good, man. Such a strong kick of chocolate. Paired perfectly with that vanilla ice cream.
As for the tiramisu, it was just okay. So just get the chocolate mousse cake, trust me. Just get it. Don't question it. Get it, eat it, try it, and let me know if you enjoyed it. But, and there is a big but, if you're vegetarian, pretty much all the desserts at Gusto do contain gelatin, which was annoying for Mrs. on the Map, but low-key meant all the more for me. On the bright side, if you do want something else for dessert, just head on downstairs to the buffet restaurant and eat till your heart's content. The final restaurant within this hub area, but not the final restaurant of this video as there's more, is a Brazilian steakhouse called La Churrascaria. And if you've ever been to a Brazilian rodizio, it is exactly just that, a buffet style barbecue with juicy tender meats of all different varieties constantly coming to your table until you say stop. And this place was just insane. It was legit mouth-watering delicious goodness. The cuts of meat perfectly cooked over charcoal, glistening in their juices and then sliced tableside. There's several cuts of steak, chicken wings, lamb chops, shrimp. There's even grilled pineapple, which is like the best way to have pineapple, man. It is so good. To accompany the meats, there's a salad and sides buffet, as well as a selection of desserts. Now if you're vegetarian, just let the waiters know and they'll be able to rustle you up something too, such as a pasta dish. But there's also the salad and sides buffet, which can become a meal in itself. This restaurant is definitely one to get a reservation for, and I was so impressed with the quality of the food and top-notch service. So for our next dining experience, we're heading next door to the resort's Indian restaurant. Yes, the resort also has an Indian restaurant, and I'm Indian, so Mans was in his element, and I know what good Indian food tastes like, so I had to put the Taj Mahal restaurant to the test. Firstly, the menu is extensive, with loads of options for meat eaters and a whole separate selection for vegetarians, and with it being an all-inclusive a la carte, you know I had to try as many dishes as possible. So for starters we had pakore, or onion bhajis as you might know them, samosas, aloo chaat. Bro, I even constructed my own mixed grill with chicken tikka, lamb kebabs and fish pakore. We got a mixie in Rixos. I might start calling this place Mixos. See what I did there. And then for mains we got dal, so that's lentil curry, butter chicken and a mushroom curry, which is really good. And then finish off the meal with a gulab jamun, which is kind of like a sweet syrup infused dough ball, and ice cream. But was it actually any good? Here's the final verdict.
So, Mrs. on the Map, what were your thoughts on the Indian restaurant?
It's really good actually. It's better than I thought it would be.
It actually was. It's actually way better than I thought it'd be. For an Indian restaurant abroad, it was actually banging. The only thing was the chicken was a bit overcooked, but like the butter chicken tastes like butter chicken that we get in England. The dal was nice, there was mushroom curry which was nice. The naans weren't exactly like the naans we're used to, but like, to be honest, it was actually really good food. And the chef came out and greeted us after, and he was from India, so that's when you know he knows what he's doing. So yeah, impressed. Really impressed with the Indian food here.
And for those of you that are into your barbecue, there's also an outdoor restaurant called the Mangal, where you sit on benches and your personal chef barbecues the goods right in front of you. The veggie options are lacking though here, as it's only really a small selection of grilled vegetables, hence why we skipped the Mangal and headed to probably my favourite restaurant in the whole resort. Located near the beach on the other side of the resort, this is Lalezar, specialising in Ottoman cuisine. And this food was out of this world and showcases the intense flavours of the local cuisine. At Lalezar, the menu is extensive, and you're going to get things like freshly prepared flatbreads, cut up tableside with an extensive selection of hummus and dips, hearty bowls of soup, and then oh my days, the mains. Where do I begin? Skewers, kebab, steak, all barbecued to order, infused with that charcoal aroma.
Got a lamb skewer here, amazingly cooked on the barbecue. Fresh skewers. So good, man. Like so good. Wow.
For vegetarians or vegans, they also do grilled vegetables, or the chef can rustle you up something completely bespoke should you wish. As for dessert, nothing beats crispy warm baklava with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. My only regret, I should have ordered more. And there you have it, this has been my Rixos Sharm El Sheikh food tour, and what an experience it was. If you enjoyed the video, then leave a like. Got any questions about visiting the Rixos, then leave a comment down below or DM me on Instagram, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, as next time on Manps on the Map, we're going on a resort tour, showing you around not only the adults only Rixos Sharm El Sheikh, but the free to visit family resort Rixos Premium Seagate. You're not going to want to miss it. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Till next time, peace!